Yo, what's up guys, Aiden here. So today in this video, I'm going to show you how I made $2,000 trading stocks. I traded GPUS and I traded it as a first green day. If you don't know what a first green day is, please first go watch the video linked in the description below. Let's jump into it. All right, cool. So basically I've just recorded this whole video and then realized it wasn't actually recorded. So let's do it all again. Cool. So guys, if you are going to stick around till the end of this video, I'm going to show you another ticker, which is setting up for a potential first green day. And maybe, I think maybe Thursday, Friday, maybe next week. Potentially, I'm going to give you my thesis on it and let's see if it works out. But yeah, GPUS is what I traded today. Let's, as always, start with the daily chart. So we can see here, juicy day one move on high volume. This is at its peak is up, I think about 550%. It's done 300 million shares. So nice day one move. If I am going to trade a first green day, look for a first green day bounce off the back of, a stock that's only had a day one move, I do want it to be a very strong day one. And this qualifies for that because, 550% in a day is good. It's held its gains. It's not just like this morning spike and done. It's held its gains all day, closed pretty strong. And it's also at a time when the market hasn't got a large amount of runners. So it does tend to stand out and have eyes on it. So the day one move is good. And then the day two move, we can see this huge drop off in volume, which is important because it creates the prospect of a liquidity trap, because on this day shorts are sizing in according to the liquidity on this day. So when the volume drops the next day, they can't get out as easily without affecting the price. So I'm watching it on this day, and at this point, at its low, it's down around more or less 40%. So it's a nice big retracement from its highs, and it's also into this area of support. So I kind of saw it to hit this level, drew this line on here and thought, okay, this could potentially be the low. Let's see. Checked in on it after hours and see it was holding, and checked in again, saw it broke, but not convincingly. So I really wanted to see the next day how it would react to these levels. I already had in mind that this could be the potential low. Because there are, this is another area here of potential support. So it's this whole zone kind of that I'm interested in, and also how it reacts to that zone. So the next day I could see when it didn't have a gap down or a gap up, it was still like holding this range. I became very eager to take a position. Unfortunately, I'm still with E-Trade. I need to get to Webull because I missed some amazing entries. So I do like trading this liquid action when it sets up correctly. But when 7 o'clock came with E-Trade opened, and I managed to get a position at $4.53. So entry that I'm really, really happy with, just risking 440. When E-Trade opened at 7, the spread was wide, so I had to really watch my emotions and make sure that I didn't sort of just smack the bid because I was so keen to get in. So great entry, an entry that I was pleased with, but my sells were way too premature. I didn't really take the meat of the move here. Yeah, it feels good when you're locking in and then you realize, Jesus, I've sold too soon. But I cut myself a bit of slack because I've not been trading for a couple of weeks, and yeah, kind of realized that I didn't have. This is a great setup, and great risk reward. But for some reason, I just didn't feel that it was going to have the juice to, I really underestimated it. To be honest with you, there's no other way to put it. I underestimated it. But that being said, my plan was I drew these levels on beforehand, apart from the top one. I just drew that on now. So this was my ultimate profit target, but for some reason, I didn't feel that it would get there. Nevertheless, I did plan on, leaving some shares on just to see. But when it had this pop pre-market, I made a fat finger mistake and sold all of my position at 570. And yeah, and then I kind of, when I went to check my P&L, and realized that my position was now flat, and I was just like, what's going on here? And just then checked the order box, and I just realized that I just made a massive error. And I thought about getting in off 5, but now I'm like, feel like, well, if it retraces to my risk, I'm 10% away. Am I going to give back gains? And yeah, I just decided, you know what, at this point, I'm going to wait until the market opens. I don't mind selling. My plan was to sell half of it here, to be honest with you. That is, in hindsight, too much. But I can forgive myself for doing that, because I often see them have these pops, and then they retrace, and then I was planning to load up if it did that, and if it didn't, no worries, I've got half left on. Yeah, in hindsight, perhaps I did sell too much too soon, but yeah, I did plan on selling too much too soon at half. But yeah, I kind of, like I say, forgive myself for that. And I might even do the same thing again, because like I said, I do see them retrace. There's no sort of right or wrong way to trade. Yeah, I do like to lock some in, just because it gives me a bit of breathing room, But I guess in this instance, I am sort of like anticipating that it's going to retrace, and it doesn't necessarily have to do that. But I have seen them do that so many times. So yeah, you guys figure out, what's right for you. But my plan, when I realized that I had sold, all of my position, was to wait until the market opened. I didn't want to sort of get involved in here. Just thought, you know what, wait till the market opens and then see what's going on. And I ended up, when I saw it begin to push, I actually FOMO'd a buy, and then I just sold it instantly and just thought, what am I doing? But when it had this pull here, I loaded up at 5.22, so good entry. Only small size though, only like 400 shares, just because it was just too far away from my risk. I know a lot of other people would have been, waiting for market open and getting in on that, but yeah, kind of when you're buying down here, you kind of feel like you're chasing a bit now. So yeah, and then just sold. My best sell here was like 640, so again, missed the meat of the move. But yeah, forgive myself for that as well, because at this point, I don't feel like my entry is that good, because I was initially long from 453. So yeah, that's the reason I was a bit trigger happy on the sales on that one. But overall, it's $2,000 profit, so can't complain with that. And yeah, just moving forward, just need to recognize, just trust the levels that I've put on. I've put them on there for a reason, and yeah, just remember to have a bit of patience. So as promised, the other ticker that may set up for a first green day, possibly this week or next, is Kids. Okay, so Kids let's have a look. So Kids was the stock that kind of brought life back into the small cap realm, with a massive 1,000% move, roughly from $1 up to close to 11. 2-day, multi-day runner. Now, in an ideal world, what I would have liked to have seen was so day 1, day 2 continuation, first red day. I'd have liked to, this is the first green day technically, I would have liked to have seen another first red day and then a possible bounce, but it's not done that. It's kind of it's held up pretty well. It's holding this level. Now let's go to the 2-minute chart. So yeah, this bounce kind of what is this? This is the first red day, is it? Yeah, first red day that kind of, did it go green at one point? I'm not even sure. Yeah, it actually went green for a bit as well on the first red day. So it's kind of a bit of a messy one, really. It's not very clean. So I didn't like that. I saw that bounce. I thought, that's kind of messing up the kind of action that I want to see. And then today when I looked at it, if I had a shorting account, I probably was shorted it into VWAP, because I'm thinking this level is going to break down. So what I would like to see is a break of this level, and then a couple of you need a really strong breakdown over the course of one or multiple days, and then then I would look for a possible green day, maybe off this level. I would see how it reacts. There's so many levels down here to be aware of. Even these levels here, you know, even that was that 915, even that level, you know, I've got all of these levels. That could be quite key. I'd want to see how I want it to retrace somewhere around here and then form some bottoming action is what I'd like to see, kind of like we saw on the last one I showed you, GSUP. I want to see some GPUS, some bottoming action. So this is definitely one to keep an eye on. If I know some people, you can make a case that, you know, you could long it off this level because the risk reward here is good. You know, and it's got plenty of upside range. But for me, it just doesn't. I just think I want to see it break down. And I don't want to see it just, you know, break down and then bounce, and break down and then bounce, break down and bounce. I just want to see it break down and then offer a good potential reversal. So the liquidity is still it's not too bad still, to be honest with you, which isn't too bad. This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth day, and it's still in 2.5 million. It's definitely drying up. So, you know, there could be an issue there if, you know, sometimes these, if they don't have any liquidity the day before, sometimes it kind of ruins the pattern as well. But yeah, let's see how it reacts to this level, and, you know, like I say, I'll be looking to see how it sort of behaves once it reaches these levels. Really feel like this is a long-winded explanation, guys, but I hope it makes sense and there's some value in it for you. All right, cheers. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.